Today we're going to talk about desire, which is the next emotion on the scale, isn't it? So,
It is, yeah.
Amanda, for me, I feel like desire, we all want to feel this desire. So tell us, what is desire?
It's interesting because I agree with you. When I first saw this on the scale, I thought, gosh, that's low, desire. I always think of desire as quite a positive sort of way of feeling. But actually, when you look at desire in its whole form, it can range from sort of a mild wanting, so you like something, you think, oh, that'd be nice to have that, to obsession, like I've got to have it. So you can see even just the way I've expressed that, the range is massive. But then within that emotion, you get things like jealousy, lust, greed, possessiveness, control. There's so many different things that are going towards that negative end of the scale. So it's easy to see how like an obsession, a desire from that's sort of born of obsession can actually be very, I want to say negative because we're talking relative here.
Yeah.
It is a negative way of expressing that emotion.
But like, so are you saying that obsession, control, they only come from feelings of desire?
Generally, yes.
Wow. That's really interesting. That's so interesting. So different levels. So if you're on at the beginning of the desire, maybe that feeling's okay, or is it always going to be sort of a negative feeling because it's going to get more and more?
It's a natural human emotion to want things, but what we need to recognize, like any emotion, is you can feel it, but you need to let it pass through you and let go of it. And it's when we hold on to it that it actually then morphs into maybe more down the negative scale, where it becomes obsessive. So we see
like
it
any feeling,
yeah, with any emotion it's exactly the same. If you hold on to it, it's not going to serve you the way it's meant to. And we talk all the time, don't we, about emotions being signposts. They're
indicators. I love that.
How you are doing. You know, and if they feel good, then you may be pointing in a very good direction. If they feel negative, it's time to maybe swing the barometer, you know, towards the good feeling instead. So it's doing is telling you where you're headed.
I love that. Yes, it's just a message. A message. All feelings have messages.
Yeah.
Acknowledge, feel, get the message, let it go, and you just move on, don't you? And I think that's the key thing, let it go.
Yeah, and particularly on this, I mean, David Hawkins talks about the fact that if you don't let it go with desire, that can be fundamentally the block to actually getting what you want. You know, so you become so obsessed with it that you actually block it.
Yeah,
that emotionally you can't let it in.
Yeah, so if you hold on to the feelings too long, then I guess that holding on, you're actually attaching yourself to the outcome.
Yes, that's a very good way of using that language, because we talk again about the whole idea of letting go is that you detach, you don't actually put anything on the process. That's meaning, what I mean by that is you don't say, I want that and I'm so obsessed with that I'm going to hold on to the feeling of having that, because that is the attachment we're talking about. And you know, to actually get things to flow to you very quickly, you need to detach.
Oh, I love that. But so you said something just a second ago, which I thought was really key. It's not about, so, because like you said, we all want something. So you said about choosing it.
Oh yes, that I love this, because this is
tell me this. I love this.
I like the idea that basically it's a comment in the book that I really hooked onto, and it was basically saying we are programmed as human beings to believe that we get what we want through hard work and a lot of energy pushed into what we want. And he said actually the opposite is true. So what we don't realize is that actually things can come to us quite easily. We just need to surrender the emotion of desire and choose what we want instead.
Any emotion,
that, I mean, it could apply for all of them. So if you surrender the emotion of desire and let it go, then basically choose your goals after that. Choose what it is that you would like into your life, and imagine it's already here. It's coming anyway. So you might as well just select it.
So for an example, I don't know, I want a house overlooking the sea, for example.
Okay. Nice.
So how would I would say, okay, I wouldn't say I want this house. Like, What do you mean by choosing?
I would be cautious about being very like aware of the, you know, the language that you're using, because I wouldn't want you to be stumbling over, you know, a basic position. So for example, imagine what a house looks like. Rather than thinking I want this house, imagine what the house looks like and go into that feeling, rather than I want this, I want this, I want this. Just
yes.
allow it. Just allow it to form in your head.
But before you allow it, there might be some desire there already. It might have just come.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be massive. It's just that would be nice. That would be so nice. Wouldn't it be nice? We use that, don't we? We use that phrase quite a lot between us.
That would be wonderful.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice? Okay.
So there's less energy attached to it. There's less desire attached to it. Wouldn't it be nice if it would? Wouldn't it be nice if it wouldn't? It doesn't matter.
So you're just saying it, and then, okay.
It's just a choice. If you imagine it as a choice rather than, and the idea with a choice that's very different. And I love this point.
Option. It's an option, not a priority. Oh, I love it.
But going back to the word choice, if you think about it, if I say to you, you can have this or you can have that, you've got a choice. They're both there. But if you say I want that, you haven't got it.
And I have to have that. I've got to have it.
Yes. Yeah.
And you block everything. If
you see it as a choice for you, then it's already there, and you just get to select it. But if you say I want it, it's basically because you haven't got it.
But even if you do say I want it, the important thing is to just process that feeling, acknowledge it, process it, let it go, and then make the choice.
Yeah, and I would say there is no harm whatsoever in wanting things. We are human beings, and that's how we evolve, by, you know, constantly sort of driving to want more and more. But it's about choosing what you want and being sort of very detached from it, like you said,
and letting go. Letting go of the outcome. But I love that.
Absolutely.
That is a choice. Right. Okay. This is exciting. So if you want to watch the full our full live on LinkedIn, please join us on my page. And see you there.
And we'll see you there.
See you there.